On this video we're taking a look at our NBA team and total picks for the games that are happening on Sunday, April 17, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Miami Heat vs Atlanta Hawks. Our first pick is Miami Heat minus 6.5 points. And here is why. The Atlanta Hawks are averaging 113.9 points on 47% shooting and allowing 112.4 points on 47.1% shooting. Trae Young is averaging 28.4 points and 3.7 rebounds, while John Collins is averaging 16.2 points and 1.8 assists. Bogdan Bogdanovic is the third double-digit scorer, and DeAndre Hunter is grabbing 3.3 rebounds. The Atlanta Hawks are shooting 37.4% from beyond the arc and 81.2% from the free throw line. The Atlanta Hawks are allowing 36.4% shooting from deep and are grabbing 44 rebounds per game. Atlanta got into the play-in tournament and then managed to dump Charlotte followed by Cleveland to reach the actual playoff field. The Hawks are 45-39 after winning their 2 play-in games and hope that their late-season surge can carry them to a road win in the series opener here. Against Cleveland, Atlanta trailed 6-0 less than a minute into the game and were down as many as 14 in the first half before cutting the deficit to 10 at the half. The Hawks rallied to outscore the Cavaliers 33-23 in the third quarter to tie the game and took control by reeling off an 11-0 run in the fourth quarter to take a 95-86 lead with 6:20 to play en route to the victory. Atlanta shot 48.8% from the field, including 9 of 31 from three-point range, and won the rebounding battle 42-36. Trae Young led the Hawks with 38 points and 9 assists in the win. Miami lost a meaningless game against Orlando to close the regular season, but they were able to give their starters some rest leading into the postseason as they had clinched the top seed in the East already. The Heat finished the regular season 53-29, winning the Southeast Division by 10 games. Miami was even after one quarter against Orlando and led by 1 early in the second quarter before giving up a 12-0 run to trail 47-36. The Heat never got closer than 3 the rest of the way as Orlando took care of business in their season finale. Miami shot 42.6% from the field, including 19 of 50 from three-point range, and allowed the Magic to shoot 49.5% in the contest. Victor Oladipo led the Heat with 40 points, 10 rebounds and 7 assists in the contest. There's potential rust with the Miami Heat after not playing for a week, but there's also potential fatigue with the Hawks after playing twice and fresh off a big comeback against the Cavs. The Hawks haven't been good on the road this season, where they struggle defensively and lose by an average of 1.7 points. The Hawks are also 14-27 against the spread on the road. The Heat's defense is likely going to be the difference here. I lay the chalk with the home team. And our second pick is over 216.5 points. And here is why. The Miami Heat are averaging 110 points on 46.7% shooting and allowing 105.6 points on 44.7% shooting. Jimmy Butler is averaging 21.4 points and 5.5 assists, while Tyler Herro is averaging 20.7 points and 5 rebounds. Bam Adebayo is the third double-digit scorer and Kyle Lowry is grabbing 4.5 rebounds. The Miami Heat are shooting 37.9% from beyond the arc and 80.8% from the free throw line. The Mia. Boston Celtics vs Brooklyn Nets. Boston Celtics, -4. And here is why. Imagine betting against Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, 2 of the greatest defensive talents in basketball history. But then again, imagine betting against a surging Celtics team that's arguably the best in the league at both ends of the floor. This is that time of the year that separates the men from the boys and women from the girls in sports betting. The Nets clearly have the best 2 stars on the floor with Durant and Irving, but the Celtics have the better overall basketball team, complete with Jason Tatum, who is a star in his own right, and Jaylen Brown. But Bruce Brown is my X-factor heading into this series for the Nets. If he can act as a reliable third wheel on the floor, Brooklyn could play spoiler for the Celtics in Game 1 on Sunday afternoon. However, this Boston team plays mean on defense. The Brooklyn Nets are averaging 112.9 points on 47.5% shooting and allowing 112.1 points on 45.2% shooting. Kevin Durant is averaging 30.1 points and 6.2 assists, while Kyrie Irving is averaging 27.2 points and 4.3 rebounds. Seth Curry is the third double-digit scorer, and LaMarcus Aldridge is grabbing 5.5 rebounds. The Brooklyn Nets are shooting 36.1% from beyond the arc and 80.5% from the free throw line. The Brooklyn Nets are allowing 34.5% shooting from deep and are grabbing 44.4 rebounds per game. Brooklyn's offense is lethal with their star duo on the court together. Durant can't be guarded when he gets to his spots, and Irving is putting more pro athletes on skates than the Winter Olympics. Boston's #1 ranked defense is about to get put to the test. If things go south, they must be ready to respond on the offensive end of the floor. Like the Nets, the Celtics are heavily dependent on their two stars, Tatum and Jaylen Brown, to get buckets. Both will be called on to match Brooklyn blow for blow to stay in the fight. The good news is the Nets haven't been consistent on the defensive end of the floor this season. Ben Simmons is still out for the Nets, and the Celtics are still missing center Robert Williams. Not having Williams in the front court provides easier driving lanes for the Nets to the basket. Meanwhile, Simmons would have given Brooklyn another elite defensive option at the very least. Garden is going to be a madhouse on Sunday afternoon. There's something different about this year's Celtics team, and you can see the players starting to believe it. The last thing they need is the Nets waltzing into their home stadium and handing them a loss in the very first game of the series. They need to set the tone early and show Brooklyn they're in for a fight. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are offensive magicians, but they can't beat the Celtics team alone. At some point, they're going to need others on the roster to step up and make big shots against the best defensive team in basketball. Boston has been putting opponents in defensive jail in the latter half of the season, and they'll be determined to maintain that effort in the postseason. The Celtics have beaten the Nets in the last 3 straight head-to-head meetings. They are capable of hanging around offensively, they have the better defense, and they'll be playing on their home court. I'm laying the points and taking Boston to strike first. And our second pick is over 224. And here is why. The Boston Celtics are averaging 111.8 points on 46.6% shooting and allowing 104.5 points on 43.4% shooting. Jason Tatum is averaging 26.9 points and 8 rebounds, while Jaylen Brown is averaging 23.6 points and 3.5 assists. Marcus Smart is the third double-digit scorer, and Al Horford is grabbing 7.7 rebounds. The Boston Celtics are shooting 35.6% from beyond the arc and 81.6% from the free throw line. The Boston Celtics are allowing 33.9% shooting from deep and are grabbing 46.1 rebounds per game. When looking at a side in this game, the trends lean towards the Nets. The Nets are 6-3-1 against the spread head-to-head against the Boston Celtics and 6-4-2. For the side, we are going with the Nets. When looking at the total in this game, the over has cashed 7-3 in the Celtics and Nets' last 10 games head-to-head. Our best bet is the over 224. Final score prediction: the Boston Celtics win, the total goes over. Disclaimer: no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.